Champions Cup Saturday games. There are 5 games on, and I don't think any of them are absolutely dead rubbers as yet. It seems like every game has a team who is still vying for a place. None of them have qualified yet. I think it's only Leinster still that is guaranteed their spot. So it should be an interesting few games. The Friday games which I just watched today, Sale and La Rochelle, again, none of them were really going to make it. Harlequins and Bath were already out, so should have a bit of a different feeling about it. But it may mean the games end up being a bit tighter. I'm not sure. I mean, those games which were dead rubbers today were actually pretty tight. So hopefully we get some games which are close. The first one with Saracens and Ospreys, it wasn't close last time these guys met. In Champions Cup, it was 44 points to 3 to Saracens in November, so a bit of a hiding. Saracens' record is 2 wins, 2 losses in the Champions Cup, so with their points deduction in the Premiership, obviously that is where their focus is at. Ospreys just can't seem to buy a trick no matter what competition they're playing in, so good news for them is, when you look at that lineup, Alan Wynne-Jones is back, and the lineup, I think, there's certainly enough good players to be better than their recent records suggest. Alan Wynne-Jones, Adam Baird, Dan Evans is there at fullback, George North's in the midfield for this one, Luke Morgan's there. So, Dan Lydiard's there and he's captain at the blind side. So, I hope this game is close. Saracens, again, with their squad, have mixed things up a bit. Like, there's no Farrell in the squad this week. It's Mano Vunipola who leads the squad at 10. Wigglesworth's at 9. Maitland and Lewington are on the wings. Shagan's on the bench. He's been pretty good from what I've seen of him this year. Ezekiel's there. George Cruz, who I read recently, is leaving at the end of the season. He's there alongside Will Scout on the second row, so it's pretty good. Reece Carey heads back to Wales for a game. Ospreys, with their record, are obviously out. I think Saracens need to win their final 2 games to have any chance of making it and really putting the pressure on Munster, who've got an away trip to Racing 92, I think. So I think if Saracens win this one, a bonus point especially, then it really makes that game for Munster become a must-win. Which really will, add to the pressure when they play on the Sunday. So, for Saracens, this one's important. They need to go in and get a win. Ospreys, Alan Wynne-Jones has been in the media talking about how they really need to pick things up. Can you imagine the unexpected nature of getting a win over Saracens at home? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Here's looking at whatever happens. Anyway, they're not favourites. Rugby Forecast has got Saracens by 17, and the bookies have got Saracens by 12. So either way, more than a try. Saracens are the favourites for this one away. The next one is, I think, probably the must-watch game of the round. Maybe. Clermont and Ulster. Clermont have got 3 wins and a loss. Ulster has a perfect record thus far. But if you look at the points, Clermont's on 16, Ulster's on 17. So it's first and second in the pool. The last time they met was again in November, and it was Ulster 18, Clermont 13. That was in Belfast. So it was a close game. But Ulster still got the win, which is kind of what they've been doing this Champions Cup. Cooney's just been scoring tries like crazy, and he is in the squad starting at 9. And we'll see if he can keep scoring. Billy Burns is outside him. Stockdale's there. Balakoon's there on the right wing. Addison's at fullback. Geordie Murphy, 7. Marcel Coetzee at 8. Ian Henderson, captains from 5. McGrath, Herring, and Marty Moore front row. So it's a pretty good-looking Ulster squad. But they are travelling away to face Clermont in France this time, and they've not kind of pulled any punches here because they've got Para, Lopez, Raka, Moala, Toyava, Peno, Abendanon, Vaha Mahina, Aturia, Lapondry, Fritz Lee, It's a pretty Slimani, it's a pretty Falgu, Legier. It's a pretty star-studded looking Clermont squad, so this match should be very interesting. Like Ulster just keep finding a way to win games, so they're looking good and they should go through. But nobody's guaranteed nothing, so they need to keep fighting. And yeah, imagine if they can get a win here. Imagine if they can get a perfect record through. I think last year was the only Saracens that had a perfect record through the pool stages, because I know Leinster lost a game in France in the pool stages last year, so it would be a big achievement. Anyway, they're not favoured for this one. Rugby Forecast algorithm has got Clermont by 3. The bookies have got Clermont by 8, so predicting it to be a little bit closer. But yeah, I think this one's on at like 2 in the morning here, so I'll probably watch that delayed. But I think I have to watch that because the fact that there's only 1 point separating the two teams, and the last time they played, it was so close. The only team that's beaten Clermont is Ulster. This time Clermont's at home. They've got a lot of motivation for this game. They want to finish top of the pool as well. So, yeah. I think I have to watch that one. Don't think I've got a choice. The next one, which is Connacht against Toulouse. Toulouse are another one of the teams who seem to be cruising through at the moment. They are unbeaten, although they didn't look quite as sharp the last time they played from memory. It's been a while since we've had Champions Cup rugby back. And in the top 14, I think their ranking is not that great. But again, the World Cup meant that a lot of the big guns were out. Either way, their record in Champions Cup is perfect. Connacht have got an even split with 2 wins, 2 losses. The last time they played, it was in France, and it was Toulouse 32, Connacht 17. So pretty comfortable, not a hiding, but not exactly a close game. So yeah, this time with Connacht at home, they'll be looking to at least bring things a bit closer. Connacht are on 8 points. Toulouse are on 18, but as I said, it's only Leinster that's guaranteed a spot, so Toulouse still need to go and score some points. I think, for Connacht, kind of like Saracens with that even record, you've got to win your remaining games to progress here, because also in Pool 5 you've got Gloucester, who's actually on 9 points, who are 1 point ahead of Connacht, and then Montpellier, who I think are kind of out on 5 points. So yeah, it's kind of a fascinating pool, this one. And Connacht's squad seems to be at least a bit more, because I remember at times this squad seemed to be really well depleted this year, but I look at this squad and think, okay, they got Delane, he's there in the second row, Faenga's there, Jared Butler's there at number 8, Jack Carty's there at 10, Aki is there at 13, can't argue with that. Yeah, it's a pretty good looking squad compared to some of the, I don't know, it just feels like a bit of a patchwork squad at times with some of the injuries. I know they've had troubles with injuries this year, so on paper anyway, it's looking pretty tidy. But then again, you look at Toulouse, there's a fair bit of coin being thrown at these guys. I mean, you got Kano is there, Alstad, Takori, Chesson Colby, Holmes is there, Gitoon is there, Ramos is there. So the fact they've got Arnold on the bench alongside Huge and Ntamak and whatnot, I guess kind of speaks to the funding those guys have got. I did read something about Connacht in the news, was it on Twitter? Some kind of stadium investment. That seems like pretty good news. So, yeah, cool if you're a Connacht fan. Was it a new stand? I can't remember. I did something like 20 million euros or something. Anyway, seems like very good news. But yeah, it'd be a good reason to fill the game, to fill the stands if you've got good performances in the Champions Cup. That being said, despite the fact that Connacht are at home, Toulouse are favourites to win. 3 point favourites according to Rugby Forecast algorithm, and 6 point favourites according to the bookies. So yeah, that on paper again also looks like a pretty good game, because I think people underestimate Connacht a bit. Especially I guess against the likes of Toulouse, who have all those stars on the jersey and have all those stars in the squad. So yeah, either way, it should be a pretty good game. Looking forward to that one. I'm still deciding what's the other game I'm going to watch because I usually get to watch at least two. The next one, Glasgow against Exeter. This game becomes a lot more interesting for Glasgow, seeing as they dropped that last game against La Rochelle. That was a bit of a killer for Glasgow. They really could have used a win in that game to set themselves up a lot more comfortably for a potential spot in the knockout stages. But I mean, Exeter are sitting pretty in this pool. They are on 19 points. They are 4 wins from 4 games, no draws, no losses. Glasgow have got that split record, like Saracens, like Connacht, so they do need to win. They need to win. They're on 9 points. Yeah, I don't think... If they got a losing bonus point 10, then only 5 points next week. If they got bonus point win, I think they need a win. We'll have to do the maths at some point, but yeah, it's going to be tough with Exeter coming to town. They finally look to be in form in the Champions Cup, and yeah, they have got a perfect record thus far. It should be a bit of a tense one, I guess, with Stuart Hogg coming back to play, in Glasgow since for the first time since signing for Exeter. And it's going to be an interesting one with Johnny Gray because he's heading there next year as well, next season. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. It's do or die for Glasgow, so they might as well just throw the kitchen sink at it. They've picked a pretty strong-looking squad. Seymour, Hugh Jones, Sam Johnson, Adam Hastings, George Horn, Ollie Kibble, Fraser Brown-Fagerson, Xander. Like I said, Johnny Gray, Callum Gibbons is captain, Matt Fagerson's there, number 8, so... Matawolu's on the bench, Pete Horn's on the bench, so yeah, they need to get a result, man. Like I said, they needed to get that one against La Rochelle, and La Rochelle were pretty much already out, so that was the one to win, and that's the one they lost, so they've got to make up for it with a bit of hard work here. But again, you look at the Exeter squad, Stuart Hogg, familiar name at 15, Jack Knowles on the right wing, Ollie Woodburn's on the left, Defoto and Whitten in the midfield, Joe Simmons been in top form at 10, Nick White, and that forward pack, Hepburn, Cowan Dickey, and Pietro, Kirsten, Lonsdale, Ewers, Vermeulen, and Kvesic. They're going to have to front up by those Glasgow forwards. Again, at home, you never know. But Exeter are favourites, only by 1 point according to the algorithm, but by 4 according to the bookies. So maybe that's the other game to watch. I'm not sure. From memory, it's 2 a.m., 4 a.m., and then this one's on at a reasonable time. So maybe I should watch this third one. To be decided. The last one, which is Gloucester and Montpellier. Interestingly, Gloucester, despite having only 1 win and 3 losses in that pool, on points are actually on 9. So they've not been losing by a lot. They've been able to pick up bonus points. The last time they played these two teams was in November, and it was Montpellier 30, Gloucester 27. This is what I mean by not losing by that much. Yeah, they're kind of a frustrating team at times. You must be tearing your hair out if you're a Gloucester fan at times, because they get themselves into winning positions and don't seem to be able to keep it. But we'll see what they can do here. Again, on 9 points, most teams with this record are pretty much already done, but on 9 points, they are still in with a shot. They need to win a couple of games. Montpellier is in a pretty weak position on 5 points, so same record, 9 points, 5 points. That's the difference. But interestingly, the Montpellier team named seems to be fairly strong as well. So Gloucester's lineup, Willie Hines, Cipriani 9 and 10, 12 Trees and Chris Harris 12 and 13, Thorley and Reece Zammit alongside Woodward is a pretty impressive looking back three. Grobler's there, Mostert's there, Ryan Ackerman, Ben Morgan. So the second row and Lucy's are looking pretty good. Glebe, Knight, Rapava Ruskin in the front row. They've got to be pretty solid favourites for this one, Gloucester. But then you look at the Montpellier team. Like Comfort or Lee starting at 9. Thomas Darman's there at 10. I don't even know. Did I look him up today? I wasn't sure about the name. He's some like 21-year-old French fly half. Like Pollard's there on the bench, so I guess that speaks to something about this Montpellier side. But then you still got Serfontaine, Hussein is there. Staines at fullback, Immelman's playing, so it's not like they're throwing in the towel, but it is just an interesting selection. Jacques Duplessis is at 8, so this is definitely an opportunity for Gloucester to at least get a win, get a second win, make up for that 3-point loss they had to Montpellier last year. They are favoured pretty heavily, 10 points by the forecast, the algorithm, and 17 points by the bookies. So they're really saying these guys are gonna put Montpellier to the sword, get themselves a bonus point win, and keep themselves alive into that final round. But yeah, it all remains to be seen. How's that going to work if Pool 5, if Connacht get a win? Then Toulouse is still catchable. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, Gloucester in theory could pass Toulouse if Toulouse didn't get any points in the last 2 games. Possible. Unlikely, but possible. Anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts on these games. How do you think they are going to go? Like I said, I think I have to watch Clermont and Ulster with just how well those teams have been performing in the Champions Cup this year. I'm keen to see Cooney get another try, but I'm still kind of undecided because usually I dual watch the games. I'm still kind of thinking about what's the other game I need to watch. If you guys have got any thoughts, do let me know down in the comments. But yeah, should be an interesting Saturday, guys. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.